when we work together, which brings me on to our next guest this morning. A very good morning to Marty.
Good morning to you both. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. It's lovely to have you with us to talk about the Walk the Path for Wellbeing. What is it all about, and when's it happening?
Yeah, so it's been rearranged, I think once or twice now, but it's going to go ahead this Friday. And essentially, it's a Pembrokeshire Coast National Park initiative to get people out walking the entire stretch of the 186-mile coast path in various bits. So you can just do a mile, you can do as much or as little as you want, ideally in groups of friends or colleagues. Just get yourself out there because we all know that walking, certainly our beautiful stretch of coast path, is great for your well-being.
I mean, we are very lucky, aren't we? The fact that if we want to go to one of the most beautiful places on the entire planet, it is within a very short distance away from wherever you live in Pembrokeshire.
It's amazing. Honestly, you probably know already through various social media posts that I tend to walk the path quite a lot anyway. And there's some beautiful parts, down by St. David's. I kind of prefer the more north, rugged coastline as opposed to the softer south. But yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? It's such a beautiful part of the world.
Have you ever been tempted to run it like Sana Duthie and try and do it all in one stint?
Absolutely not a chance.
You're going to just take in the views nice and slowly.
100%. And I'll send you videos on Friday to prove it.
I cannot wait to receive these videos. And of course, this is a particular initiative to look at the well-being aspect of being out and about, one with nature, using our bodies. And of course, you work for Sandy Bear, Children's Bereavement Charity. So it's a real prime factor for what you do to support those that go into bereavement.
Yeah, 100%. It's I think it's fairly common knowledge now that getting yourself out there, doing any form of exercise, getting yourself into the fresh air just helps your mental health and your well-being immediately. And like you say, certainly living in Pembrokeshire when we've got the coast path, to hand, probably within a couple of miles of everybody that really is probably listening to us right now. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's the easiest thing you can do. It's free. You don't have to have an expensive gym membership or an expensive bike. You can just get yourself out there, walk to your nearest stretch of coast path and have the best time.
It is fantastic. For those who might not know about Sandy Bear, give us an overview as to the Sandy Bear charity. Yeah,
so Sandy Bear is a children's bereavement charity that supports children and young people from 0 to 25 through bereavement. It's been a traumatic year for me coming in from the private sector. Just seeing how hard charities and third sector workers work is, it's been eye-opening to me. And you've probably had or read a few of my rants over the past 6 months. But Sandy Bear, an amazing charity, born and bred in Pembrokeshire, with our head office in Milford Haven, but we now encompass all of Wales. So the demand is growing year on year. What once started as being sort of 60 children a year is now well over 600. And that probably leads then to over 3,000 family members as well. So, the demand has never been bigger. And, funding's exceptionally difficult. We get so much support from the people of Pembrokeshire, Ceredigion and Carmarthenshire in particular. But, it's vital. And undoubtedly, some of the listeners now have had Sandy Bear support. Thankfully, that's not my role. The practitioners that are in-house are amazing. They do all of the hard lifting. My job's really just to get the business processes up and try and get some money in and walk the path on Friday.
You're one of so far 46 groups walking this path for wellbeing, which is fantastic that the community has come together to support this initiative and remind people of this great resource we have on our doorsteps. And talking of coming together, you announced a quite exciting partnership on Monday.
Yes, we did. Yeah. So again, as part of my role at Sandy Bear, it's the community collaborations which are key. And I was delighted to get over the line a partnership with Haverfordwest County. So, we all know them very well. They're an amazing community asset. I've been working closely with Harry and Alaric over the last couple of months just to try and get the best possible deal for both parties. And, I've worked with them before, we've had some fantastic events and times with Haverfordwest County. They're an amazingly forward-thinking community football club. And, there's some exciting projects to come as well. We might even get the Gunge back, I think.
Now we're talking.
I'll nominate you, Tom, again.
Gina,
I was going to say, I can see that you've got your lovely Sandy Bear hoodie on there. You can buy these items as well to help support Sandy Bear.
You can, yeah. So again, as a charity, we're always looking to try and get some new lines of income in. So we're diversifying. And if you go to our website, www.sandybear.co.uk, there is a merchandise store as well. So you can pick up hats, which are really important for the likes of me, really nice warm hoodies, and they're all sourced from Wales as well. So we've done our very best to keep it local.
Yeah, fabulous.
And you look amazing, which is really cool. And but before you go, walking is one aspect to well-being, playing in team sports, and we talked camaraderie with the First Minister just a moment ago. You're often in the middle of a team sport. How's the season going so far?
Yeah, really good, actually. So I love grassroots football. I played for such a long time and then become too old and fat to carry on. So we decided to become a ref as well. To be brutally honest, I've never done more steps. I've never been fitter than I am at the moment. Being an old clogger of a centre half, you didn't really tend to move a huge amount. But being a ref, despite what half of Pembrokeshire thinks, you do get more steps in than you'd imagine. Season's going amazing. Sorry, Gina.
No, I was just going to say, if you're playing in the game, you've sort of got your area. That's where you are. But if you're in the ref, you're going from one side of the pitch to the other. And a lot of controversy as well, I bet you get.
It's not too bad, to be fair. I often have to run off the pitch, so that gets my fitness up. But no, in fairness, the Pembrokeshire clubs look after me well. I've probably done already 200 to 300 games, from pre-season to seasons over my last 3 or 4 years. But I maybe had 2 or 3 incidents, which I think is acceptable, probably. It's a passionate game, and we don't want to remove that passion, do we?
No, we do not. We've got Clarby Road watching us on Instagram at the moment. What's your take on Division 1 this season so far? I know it's still early doors, but it's exciting.
Sorry, Tom, my speaker went off then. You might have to repeat that, my friend.
I'll repeat that. You've been in the middle, you're referee, and we've got Clarby Road watching us on Instagram at the moment. But it's what's your take on Division 1 this season? It's exciting.
Yeah, well, I was at Clarby doing a game on Saturday. Great club. Again, another fantastic community organisation. So I always love going to Clarby. Division 1 is really exciting this season. There's some amazing teams out there. Hagen, the Flying, obviously doing really well this year. Giddick have dropped a couple of points, which is good for the rest of the league, but always a good club. And Tish, fantastic. Aaron Hallam up front, banging the goals in, but that doesn't take away from the rest of their team as well. They're certainly not a one-man team. They proved that on Saturday by winning away 5-1 without Aaron in the squad. And then you've got Moncton, who are, my sort of pre-season tips for causing an upset. And Tenby, who are, always worth a punt.
Yeah, full analysis on the Pure Sports Show, Leighton Evans and Morris Solicitors every Monday from 7 p.m. And then, of course, last night was John's Rock Show. Next week is yours. Yes.
Oh, there he is, hat at the ready.
We've got 2 hats on here now. So this is the Rock Show. So the last Tuesday of the month is Marty's Rock Show. And we are going to get requests in this month. It's been a few months since I've done a request show. So once we've got the next show out of the way, we will get request links out and see what you guys want to listen to.
Ooh.
Amazing. Every Tuesday from 9 p.m. you have a different rock show host. It'll be your show. It'll be a request show with Marty to get involved in that. One more time then, Marty, what are you doing on Friday and who are you doing it kind of for?
Yeah, sure. So we're walking the coast path for Wellbeing. So the hashtag is walking for Wellbeing. I'm walking the Deer Park, which is St. Martin's Head over to Marlos. And it's for the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park, just to get everybody out and improve their mental health and well-being. And I might even have a guest appearance by another rock show host, Jim. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure that he clears his diary and walks it with me.
Fantastic. If you're walking the path for Wellbeing this Friday, send us your pictures. We're going to be updating our stories throughout the day, finding out the wonderful hidden gems that you might not have realized is just on our doorstep. Marty, thank you so much for joining us here on The Breakfast Show.
Pleasure. Have a great day, guys. Take care.
Take care. It's coming up to 10 to 9 here already.
Wonderful Wednesday, sponsored by Price and Calway Solicitors.